Oh, hello, YouTube. I was looking over there. There's live. Today we're going to talk about how to price your home to sell for top dollar or like a real estate pro. It's part of a program I'm putting together. The things you need to do before talking to an agent, the things you need to do before you even sell to an investment buyer, because you need to do disclosures. You should know what your home is worth. You should, in the next video, well, I've already got one. I might put it in order, or I might do another one. I talk about how much you should spend fixing up your home or decluttering, how you can determine whether it's useful. Because yes, people give you a list. A bedroom could be 10 or 15 or 20, $30,000. Paint and carpet usually works. I know that I would do that in most circumstances. But if you're already coming up against the context of the market, there's already better homes for sale, or the next neighborhood over. They're only a few $1,000s more than what you could get now. But even if you put in 10 grand, you're not going to get more than those. And you either have to wait for those homes to come off the market, or don't even bother making the improvements. Keep the money in your pocket, because you're likely to get a sale. Well, it's not likely to add money. So why put in 5,000 if you're only getting one or two out, right? So you need to know the market context. So how do you price a home like a real estate pro? I'm going to go over the tools that you can use. I'm going to go over the tools that many realtors use. And then I'm going to have a hybrid tool in there. And then I'm also going to let's just talk about the pricing. Now, the first thing I want to know is the absolute max that I can sell my home for before I'm capped. And that's usually because of other homes, but I don't really know until we see a market context, right? It could be a lot of things, but someone who's got a feel for the market, and you can make it yourself after you've used these tools, you have to say, no matter how good my home is, I can't sell for more than these houses. And so I could probably get up there, but I know even then I'm going to have trouble appraising. So if I'm going to have trouble appraising, then I'm going to need to be looking for a buyer who can supplement their loan. They have a stronger cash position than the 20% down that they might have to have in cash. So you're going to need strong buyers, closer to like a hybrid cash buyer, to get up there, because you know people are going to say, well, the home's really here. It's not where you want to go, but it's still capped there. That's the market context. You need to understand that if you're trying to get top dollar, and you're going to be putting out realtor fees, and you're going to be putting out expenses. And well, we'll talk about that. I've already talked about in other videos. There may be times when there's no reason to pay a realtor. I mean, at least a buyer's realtor, and there's no reason to fix up your homes. I mean, you might be able to get what you can get very easily, but to get a lot more will be difficult. So anyway, so let's price. Like, I already know what my home is worth. So let's pick a home that I lived in La Costa Valley. So someday we're going to price that home. But then when we came back, I rented a home on DeVita Drive in Bresci before we bought a home out in Poway. So I really haven't been following that home. I once had it for sale. I got 1.2 offers. This was 3 or 4 years ago. My landlord wanted 1.4. I knew that she wanted a lot. I'm not upset with her. I was looking to bring in some good buyers. I did get some transactions out of it. People call me, why is it so much? And so we're going to price 6311 DeVita Drive. I don't know whether she's even still the owner. I'm not worried about that right now. We're just going to price it. I used to live in Bresci, so I sort of know the area. It's sort of like you're an owner. Unless you're out of town, you probably know your area, and you can have some insights, just like I will. So this first thing is, I've already got it up there, and when I start running Zillow and the other websites, my computer slows down. So I'm going to start with the MLS one that you can get access to. If you go to winnerscheck.org and sign up for one of the courses there, I have a link to this inside winnerscheck.org. Or theoretically, I don't even know, can you see it? I'm going to pull it up. Yeah, or you could copy all those numbers up there. I mean, I'm not, this is how you can get access to it. So let me pull this down, and you can see I've typed in 6311 DeVita Drive. It's got, let's just start again. We'll start as if it was brand new. So this you can get access to. This is from the MLS. Realtors use this. I know this is the best pricing app on the market by far, I've been using it for on and off for 10 years. When people call me on the phone, I say, hey, look, if I was going to do a rough estimate, this is the best thing I can do. Of course, I have to see your house, but this is going to give you a good idea if it's got some data, if there's some turnover. And of course, your home may have better views. You may have fixed it up, lots of different things. But this is like an algo that's very, very good. It's better than Zillow. It's better than Realtor.com. It's better than Redfin. It's just a really good algo. It's from CoreLogic. It works with MLSs all over the country. I happen to know that in this case, they're using the data from San Diego and the tax data, and they also are really good at pricing homes. So, right now, this is 1.273. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to just call this mine, right? Every realtor can have it. I'm not sure if every realtor can give it to you because a lot of them don't even know we have access to it. So this is mine, and this is going to be 6311 DeVita Drive, and it's 1.273. I'm writing that down because we're going to compare it. Now, the next thing, let's just go pick it up. I like this. Let me explain a little bit more. Now, I know my landlord is going to look at these comps, my old landlord, if she still owned it, and go, because I'd send them to her, whether I got them from the MLS, RPR, or just right out of here. And she'd look around and she'd go, oh, but look, that house is the same square feet, 3815, and it sold for, it sold for 1.593. Is that true? That is a lot of money. Because we had the same issue a few years ago. So Echo Drive, 3815. It's probably the same model house, 3,815 square feet, just like hers. And when you're doing this, you've got to compare square feet, bedrooms, baths, the whole thing. Now, she'd go, but my house must be worth that much. And I would go to the MLS and I'd look at the pictures and I'd say, oh, look, they've updated the house. They may have updated the backyard. Your house has been a rental. It's got minimal improvements. It looks great, Sue. It's got decent views, but at the time she hadn't done the backyard. There was a big cracked window. The floors were scraped because she'd been rented out for years, including we rented it out for 2 years and our little kids, although we took care of it. Her house was plain, and most of these other people, when you're living in a $1 million house, they make improvements. It's not the base Lennar home that you may have gotten in Bressy Ranch. And base Lennar homes still have some improvements. I wasn't putting down the Lennar. I was just saying they usually make improvements from there when they're over $1 million. So in this case, I think we'd have a very simple argument that they have a really wide, like you can see on the camera, they have probably commanding views out over a valley here. Now here, this was an ocean view, but it was from like the bedroom. It wasn't the whole house. This house probably has great views. It's also got a lot that's twice the size. It's 14,910 versus 7,114. That's worth something. So I would expect that this house had a lot of improvements, excellent views. The lot's twice the size. So even if it's the same model, it is probably going to comp out for significantly more. Now, looking at that sale and looking at some of these other sales on houses that were smaller, but in the 1.2s and 1.28s, I would say that oddly, this software probably knows this house, because normally I'd expect it to go for a little more than where it's at. So maybe there was a sale. Maybe she sold the house since then, and that's what's weighing down the price. But anyway, let's see. Okay, so that's the value map that you can get if you go to winnerscheck.org. Now Zillow, let's put it in. Let's see what Zillow's got. I was going to do this with my house in Florida, but I figured most of you from 10 years ago, because I figured maybe we'll do that in another video. Like really, like I haven't even been to see that house in 8 years, so I'd be just like you trying to price it. 6311 DeVita Drive, Carlsbad. Look, okay, so Zillow's cool. Makes it easy for me. Now it looks like the Zillow is estimating 1.3. 1.3, yeah, 1.3. It's 305, but you know. Okay, Um, and they still seem to know it's a rental. I'm going to get a little drink of water. Let's see the price history. Has she sold it? Yeah, it's Sue's corporation, so she's still the owner. She's renting it out. Listed for rent at $4,500. Let's see if we go back far enough. It may say for sale because I think that's when I had it listed, like back in here. 4/3/2012. Oh, that's me. Yeah. One listed for sale at 139, so it really hasn't even gotten back up there since 4/27/2015, and then we had it in the nines. This is like at the bottom of the short sale market, and now we were getting interest, but she kept wanting more. Like we got offers. One offer once matched one of the listing prices we had, and she still wanted more. But she's like, I'm not selling it for that. Prices were going to go up. And she was right? This one, she was getting 1.2. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. So Zillow's got it at 1.3 now. Let's go to Realtor.com. See if we can figure out. Oh, did I spell it wrong? Realtor.com can't be reached. That's not normal. www.realtor.com. I wonder if I'm having problems here. Okay, let's skip Realtor.com. Let's go to Google.com. Type in Realtor.com and see what happens. Okay, here's an ad. I don't need to burn their money. Well, that's crazy. So let's go to redfin.com. I'm wondering if now I'm the one having the problems. Nope, it's apparently realtor.com. See home estimate. Let's go 6311 DeVita Drive. Carlsbad. $1.326 for Redfin. Okay. Now, while we'll talk about the models in a second. So Zillow, you can sell it on your own. You can sell it. They might even come out and buy it. They're opening up that program in California. They usually, when the investors come out, they usually want to pay you 10%. Then it's, they want to pay it. They want to buy it 70 cents on the dollar. So if you've got a fixer-upper, they might be able to work something with you. It's going to save you a hassle, but you're going to get 60, 70 cents on the dollar of what, like, they're going to calculate what the net worth is, what it's worth, minus the repair costs, and then still offer you 70 cents on the dollar because they have to put the money in, carry it, pay real estate fees on the other end, and they still want to make a profit. Now Zillow they're losing money in that program, so they might be paying a little bit more than the smart investors who actually turn a profit, but it's still going to be significantly less than you can sell it for on your own most of the time, in my experience. And I've talked to people in Arizona. I have an agent that flips houses and sometimes sees if they can make offers. So I know a little bit about it. And Zillow, you can, if you asked it, they'll refer you to an agent. I will refer you to agents, and I'll share the referral fee. So go to winnerscheck.org if you want to beat Zillow. Redfin will sell it for 1.5% on the listing side. They're going to tell you to offer 2.5%, 3% to the buyers. So let's just call that a 4.5% listing. We can do better than that at winnerscheck.org by referring your property out and sequencing the offers. And we can have you working with one of the top realtors in your area. I mean, one who's sold a lot of houses instead of whoever Redfin gives you. Now, let's go back and see if we can get to Realtor.com. Realtor.com is going to refer you to any agent who's paying for it too. I'm really surprised what Realtor.com's down. I'm kind of bummed that we're having this issue. Now, Trulia is owned by Zillow. Let's just see what they would come up with. And then I'm going to show you how I would price the home if you're working with me, and how many agents do it too. I'm a real estate agent and a broker. But let's, right, sold. I don't know if they get sold. They're just going to give us sold prices. Buy, rent, mortgage. I don't know if Trulia, well, I think we can imagine that they're pricing. Okay, so here's the deal with Trulia. I once subscribed to their leads. So when someone wanted to sell their home, they would give you leads to, they would say, hey, we're going to have an agent get back to you with the price of your home. Let's just type in, let's see what they tell us if we type in 6311 DeVita Drive. Trulia estimate 1.306, so it was about $1,000 more than Zillow's. Now, one more shot at Realtor.com, and after that, wow, that's amazing. I'm going to try something, let's try with a different web browser. In case some sort of cache issue is coming up. Nope. Well, they missed an opportunity. All right, to be reviewed by John McConnin live on YouTube. So let's do what I would do now. Now, hopefully this is still active. Oh, I'm gonna have to log in. Oh, no, I don't. Okay, so the first thing I would do, we're going to go to RPR, and we're going to see how RPR works. But the first thing I would do is I get a little market context, and I just did this for 92009 a second ago, but we're going to pull it up. So I would go in here, and I'd type in the zip, which is where the home is located, 92009, and then I would decide whether I need to break it down and we might even take a look, get more granular, look at the square feet. So this could be 3,006. So, and we're going to look at average price per square foot or median price per square foot. And we're seeing it's, these are sales prices, the median. 1.2 is the median. 1.4 something is the average. So a lot of the homes are selling for around this price, but if you add all the really high end ones in the lower end, that's the average. So let's go to, I always find month inventory forecast and month, so we're looking at about 5.5 months, and it's going up. That's almost getting to a balanced market for homes in the 3,000 to 6,000 square foot range in Carlsbad. That's kind of amazing. So earlier today, I said if you're thinking of selling, now's the time to do it. In my video, San Diego home selling prices, as I'm exploring it more. I think some of the scary stuff that's going on in the economy, and we're hearing that housing's slowing in other markets. I think it may start hitting here, especially in the upper end. We saw La Jolla was slowing down. Now we're seeing the bigger houses here. Let's go to all sizes and see if the same thing's looking. No, all sizes, it's still looking strong. But the bigger ones are really slow, and the pretty big ones are not as good as it could be. It was better last year. Now, let's look at so the breakdown is that you do this in your area, and you're sort of predisposed. If I'm looking at a home in that lower end of the range that everyone's trying to squeeze into the school, and I've got the schools that people are trying to squeeze into, I think I can still be strong on my pricing and get multiple offers. If I'm selling one of these bigger homes, like 4,000 or 5,000, 6,000 or more, and I'm seeing this sort of data, I might not be, I might go a little lower and hopefully get multiple offers over the weekend, and then look at the strong buyer who really wants it and not crush them on my negotiations. I might be happy to get the job done after I've done some good talking. I know where they want to be. I know they want the home, and I might I might be happier to sell quickly, right? I'm talking about your overall attitude now. We'd still have a multiple offer environment. I would still recommend having a 7 to 10 day offer acceptance period and having round robin bidding instead of burning out your strongest buyers first to see if you can bring up the other buyers. We do all these things, but we might be happier to sell because this might be balancing out, right? So it could be on the market longer. I'm not saying it's a buyer's market, but the seller's market, it still is, but it's slowing. Okay, so that's my overall context right now. San Diego, overall, let's. Oh, look at that. I don't know that it hit me for 92009. That might be okay for. That's all of San Diego bigger houses. It didn't hold my data. I'm sure some of you noticed that. So Carlsbad. Why won't it stay in San Diego? I mean, Carlsbad 92009. Enter. Now let's see. What do we got? Oh, it's still a seller's market in Carlsbad. Let's go to 3,000. See what's going on there. 3 months, 6,000 or more. 4 months, but it's gotten weaker. Okay, so what I was saying, it's still a seller's market, right? So now we're going to be looking to do multiple offers. We're going to be looking for that round robin bidding to hold the strong people aside, get the weaker ones up, and then maybe have them compete. Maybe say, hey, look, these guys have a stronger offer, but can you give us 2 months to find a house we're going to downsize, or 1 month, or whatever. I've got my 7-day home selling blueprint at winnerscheck.org that you might want to check out for the way to get top dollar and flexibility to downsize or move, or what do you want to do with the asset, with the money. So that's good news for Carlsbad. San Diego, the bigger houses are slowing down, but that's probably influenced by the La Jolla slowdown and probably Rancho Santa Fe. So if you're seeing this and you want to know about your neighborhood specifically or your zip, type it in the comments and I'll do some of these videos for those. So now let's move over to RPR. Okay, so we're going to type in 6311 DeVita Drive. This is a tool that I think every San Diego realtor has, as far as I know. And it's really good. Okay, so this might be why, according to this, it was for sale until 2 days ago. Wow, I had no idea. So it was listed at 1.248 and didn't sell. It says 8/14/2019. I'm not sure I believe that. Oh, Realtor.com is working. Let's just go home value. Let's see what they say. 6311. DeVita Drive. Carlsbad. Boom. Search. 1.4. Wow. Sue would probably be a lot happier with the Realtor.com number. They seem to know a lot about it, like it was August 8th, 2015. This property overview is from a previous listing. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know where this this idea that it expired 8/14 is from. They might know, maybe it was for sale by owner. The RVR is 1.417, which is very similar to the Realtor.com price. And now, that's the algo. Now, you can see what my comp analysis said back in 2015. Let's go about doing this as if we're a real estate agent comping the property for a client. So I've already taken in the real estate context, and we know it's still pretty strong in Carlsbad, right? I'm going to look at the history, seeing what's going on. Prior sales transactions, they're kind of old, so they're not going to be that. She's got a nice assessed value for the taxes, right? Well, assessed improvement total. Oh, yeah, she's paying a lot on the property taxes. Notice of rescission, notice of foreclosure sale. So she, oh, I don't know what she's doing. All right, but she seems to have saved it. So that's some pretty good information. It's public record, so I don't mind doing this. I'm sorry I revealed that it had gone into foreclosure. But now we'll look at the charts, see what we can learn over there. Carlsbad slowly, like this isn't, it's so bunched together. You know, the steepness of your chart has a lot to do with your scaling. So these just give you just an overall idea. Is it up or down? Is really, you can't really say, oh, it's going up fast or slow, because look, they squeezed $500,000 into that little space there. But you can see it's chopping around, I think you can say. Distressed properties in pre-foreclosure, that seems like a lot. Maybe it's going up. Inventory of distressed listings, that's 4. That's probably normal for Carlsbad, so maybe it's not going up, right? Median sales price for that size, for that home, 3.815. She does, like, if that's the median sales price, and we're looking at 92009, it's got views. It's a very nice, it's big. The massive closets in the master. Kind of a skinny hallway. I don't know. I think I would, basically, if you're a buyer, you're going to be looking around a lot of houses and seeing if you like what it's on offer. When I was renting it, I love the house as a rental. I don't know that I love it at that price, but I'd see what the competition offers, because I do prefer that size house that over a small house that's all like, you know, it's getting a lot of money because it's all fixed up nice on the inside. Like, I love the bones of that house. So, I mean, those are the things you have to decide. If you're selling, you know, you have to be realistic. If you haven't fixed up the backyard yet and some other things, it's probably not going to get that average price per square foot. Now this is where you can try to be like an appraiser, right? Like, it shows, well, look at market conditions. I'm saying they're still good. Home exterior condition, I don't really know at the moment. I'd say compared to the others, it was a little below because it was a rental. Home interior was a little below. View was better than most, very nearby, but not up at the top of the hill where we saw that other comp. Privacy, for Carlsbad, it's pretty normal, but Carlsbad, the homes are pretty close together. But I don't really want to go with any of that right now. I'm going to play it straight up, except I'll say local conditions are a little better than average. So now let's go to comp analysis. So I'm going to confirm the facts because they look accurate to me, and it's not critical that we get it 100% right. I was looking at the ones above, but this is just a repeat of it. So let's confirm the facts. And now we'll go find the comps. So this is where the art comes in, right? I don't want the ones I had from years ago. Now, I'm going to tell you I have 2 philosophies on this. And this absolutely worked for my clients in Bresci Ranch. It got them 30 or 40,000 more once. For a long time, the price per square foot in the bigger houses was going up. The price per square foot in the smaller houses was going up. And then there were these houses about 3,000 square feet, and they had been stable for a while. Just an anomaly of some sales. Maybe they were distressed. Maybe they were rentals. But all the comps, the agents, when they had a different listing agent at first. They tried to get out of the contract. It was one of those multiple offer situations. She chased everyone away. They lost confidence. They tried to get out. Then they eventually, because I'm also a lawyer, they asked me for my advice. And then when it was time, they listed with me. And we got them 30 or 40,000 more because I said, we're going to price this up here like here. And when the appraiser comes out, I'm going to explain it, that that's just an anomaly. Plus, it was getting stale now. So we got them a lot more money because we did a total market overview. We were looking at all the sales. So you can use this and just go like this. 3 beds, okay, because there's not going to be too many beds. 4 baths, I'm not really interested in only looking at 4 baths. Let's go down to 3. And that's a pretty wide range of square feet. I can live with 4,800 for now, because at some point there are some luxury homes and a couple cul-de-sacs in Brescia that comp out differently. I don't really want to hit those. And I want to see up to, in case we might hit those, but we'll try 1.8 just to get an overview for the total market context, and then we can pick them out. 1.8. So you can see 1,823, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can see that I don't, well, we're not even, okay, so I'm not even going to check those boxes. We'll just leave that out. So we're looking at living area, 3.3. Within this last 6 months, we're looking for single family residences, active for sale, pending, sold. And I like to see with expireds, because sometimes canceled, withdrawn, because sometimes that means something. You just have to make sure you notice that signal when you do it. So now we're going to search. Okay, so here we have a nice idea on the map. I think that should be hers, right? Okay, so these are really the ones we'd want to concentrate on in here. And, you know, I happen to know the neighborhood pretty well. These are really the major ones. These are going to be sort of different. In fact, I think these are, like that one's probably, oh, it's for sale right now. It's 4722. Yeah, it's pretty big, but it is the same kind of, yeah, that's a competitor. 4,600, 1.4. I almost feel like I know that home. Yeah, these are nice homes, and they are competitors. They are absolute competitors. So, oh, we already lost the comps. So let's. Okay, so we had 3 search. Okay, so in the RVR, which came in at 1.4, they use this house. So I don't usually, if I don't know for sure that it doesn't belong, I would use it. Now I'm already going to say that, okay, so I'm looking at the price per square foot, 348, and it's using the RVM. Now this is interesting because it was a house that's the same size, and it went for $418 a square foot. This software left it out, as I would have when I was doing my own CMA. I mean, this stuff's good stuff. So I would agree to put this in here. Although that's kind of a weak, like I'd investigate this house and learn more why the 348 price per square foot seems a little low. This is using the RVM, which is their valuation model, and it was very nearby, and it's 440. It's smaller, so you know smaller houses do get more square foot because it's usually the property, 0.33 acres. So it's a pretty big piece of property. That's because the other one was like double the size. This is almost double the size. So that's why it's pulling in a nice price per square foot. But I'm going to put it in there. Again, I don't usually argue with the software unless I know it doesn't belong. But I might supplement the software. So here we're at 386, which I suspect, just already looking at these numbers, I'm already going to feel like I suspect that's low. These are high. This is a little bit bigger property, a little smaller house per square foot. We'll investigate these more if we were doing it, but I'm putting these in 364 a square foot. So we'll just put them in. I don't want to fight the software unless I know I should. Then we're going to scan through it. So we're going to put these in. Wow, there's a lot. Okay, so there's a lot of data. So I was starting to think that RVM would work. And if Sue's house was, for instance, the average fixed up house, this RVR would be great. And maybe she's fixed it up.Maybe she's improved the backyard. Maybe she's made the inside, brought it up to standards of the other houses, in which case I'd say these numbers are spot on. But if it was in the condition I was in, I know the buyers aren't going to pay as much. And so they're going to be looking to buy it for lower, assuming that there's comps. If there's no houses for sale, then this might be the time to sell that home. So we've put all those in the comps now. Because we have so many in there, this is starting to turn into, like, we got their 360s. We got a lot of 360s, a 331, a smaller lot, different style house. Now I'd want to know why this house isn't a good comp. It might be not in Bresci anymore. It's 0.59 miles. Yeah, I think we're probably out of Bresci here. I'm going to click on it and make sure. Rancho Carrillo. Yeah, it's a different. Okay, so now, because they're further away, because that's the nice thing, they're going back in time and further away. So I don't really need to look at those homes anymore. The software's good, isn't it? Let's see if it got Ingleton. Yeah, I already know that's a Bresci street. So the software kept the homes in Bresci and used a lot of them. Excluded the one I would have excluded. I mean, that's stunning to me, right? Now let's just see what is for sale. We've got, and where are the prices? So Echo is, again, it seems like that street likes getting big numbers. I also know that some of the backyards and stuff, they've spent a lot of money. The neighbors, a lot of the houses, at least when I've noticed them for sale, have done a lot to the homes. So Echo, I'm already in my belief thinking those price per square foot's of 48, maybe not going to be realized by a client on a different street with a house that needs a little work. Again, I'm presuming it hasn't been switched. She may have fixed it up since I lived there. This is a hypothetical. So we're looking at 364, 3,700. We're looking at 3,800. So this is a definite competitor house, and it's pending, which is very nice. Another Howlite, 47. It's bigger, 370. Like, we're getting a lot of that. Like, I'm just getting a feel we should be in the 360s, 370s. Maybe I'm predisposed to thinking that way. 310. Now that's a little low. I want to know why. It is a different, well, let's see how much different it really is. How many square feet? 5 bedroom, 5 bath. So this might be more square feet. Let's go back. Alberton, 4,600, so it's significantly more square feet, and it's for sale. So this, okay, so we know how I was talking about having a different price. Like, at some point, we're bumping up against competitors that may be putting a cap on how much we can sell our home for. Like, I'd investigate this more. I'd want to go through and see if we got some photos of the view in the back. The front's nice, and the photographer or the realtor would have selected them. They knew what they were doing. It's a slightly different model home. They've done a great job with the pictures in terms of the angles. They put a ton of photos up. Let's see, they've got neighbors very close. I'd like to see out the back at some point. They're not showing. Okay, so that's the view. It's a similar view. Maybe not quite as good. But this is an absolute competitor. So, like, and it's so more. I mean, it's just much better than when the house. Well, it's a comp. It's not this right. While this house is on the market, 6.3. Well, Davita Drive will not sell for more than that house in most circumstances. So let's see how this one compares. 4,000 square feet, 1,399. This is another highlight. Again, now this is La Costa Greens. Now La Costa Greens goes to a different school. Some of the schools are different. I think it feeds into San Marcos High School, which people love now, but it's not really a direct competitor, but it is a competitor, and it looks really, really nice on the inside. So, and it's La Costa Greens is just across the way. It's beautiful. So it is a competitor. It's about the same. It's $449 a square foot, right? Is that what we just saw? Where did I see it? 1,399, 4,000. It's bigger. It's about the same size. Again, I think we're bumping up against the price. So anyway, that's I think we got a good overall feel, and then we're going after we get a feel for where the numbers are, what the cap is. There is a little bit of a range, so now I've got to go in and see the home. I've got to know what the homes it's competing with are like, and I have an idea where, if we put it on the market today, it would sell quickly, or would we get multiple offers in and we could raise people up, knowing that 1.4 level is probably, even if people go to contract on that, when they see the 1.4s for sale, because it happens almost every time, they're going to come back and ask for a reduced price or get out of the contract, because buyers have usually 17 days, sometimes 21. They have contingencies, inspection contingencies, appraisal contingencies, and it does. When they overpay, but there's competitors, they come back and they're like, no, it's not going to happen. So it's almost a waste of time to do it. So the idea is to get a buyer, get them flexible, terms that you like, but know, if you're in the 1.3s with a home like that, even if it's in good shape, unless it's going to be superior than the other ones, you're going to I think I'll be happy in the 1.3s, because 1.4s, it's getting pretty competitive. Now, does that mean that if you want to try to do this using multiple offer scenarios in the 7-day home sale method or the turning into a 10-day home sale method, shouldn't try to get the 1.4s? No. I'm just talking about, like, when we're looking at our pricing, we're going to go where we would price it to sell. Well, I'd come in a little lower and try to get in. I'd have a pre-MLS situation. I'd say we're having starting offers in the 1.2s or 1.1s. I'd say we'd have that property pre-inspected. We'd have our disclosures done. We would have a home warranty. We'd try to remove all the buyer doubts and the reasons why they get cold feet. Just blow them out. I'd have lots of people coming in and encourage everyone to offer. I'd tell them it's going to be a round robin. You have a chance to get this pre-MLS. I'd say stuff like, seller is going to save 3% or 2.5-3% on buyer's agents, which when she prices home on the MLS, we're going to calculate that into the price most likely, so it's going to be higher. There's an opportunity to buy it pre-MLS. Just put a bid in. The strongest bidder has a chance to negotiate the final terms with the seller. So it's not binding on you if you want to make the winning bid. It's not binding on the seller to sell. You're going to see if you can come together on Sunday evening or Monday, in which case you get to go into a regular contract with the regular escrow, regular inspection periods. You're protected by the CAR forms if you're using CAR, California Association of Realtor forms. It just becomes a regular process. So the only thing now is we're just letting the people who want the home most show that they're willing to make the highest bid, and then we try to negotiate the final terms. But again, your bid's not binding on you, and your bid's not binding on the seller. You're just trying to be the strongest buyer for the right to negotiate. Then, I'm going to ask, okay, so I know you're not pre-approved, or maybe they are, but you're going to have to put 20% down. Can you show us a snapshot of your bank account or whatever? Because if on Sunday night or by Monday they can't show that they're even going to be qualified, then you have a second and third and fourth buyers you can go talk to. So that's how I'd sequence it. I'd have a pre-MLS, an MLS. Now, if we're going on the MLS, then the MLS requires you have a listing price. I'd still say the listing price is it's a starting offer. We're gonna have another week. We're gonna have another auction next weekend. It's non-binding. Then after that, we're gonna go to the regular method. So anyway, that's how you price a home. You try to get a full context, a full overview. You have your max price you'd be happy to sell at, and then your listing price or your starting bids price. Thanks, John McConnin, winnerscheck.org for more information about our 7-day home sale. Or, if you'd like me to refer your property to any listing agent, the strongest one in the area, I have proprietary I'll discuss them with you. I'm not keeping a lock and key. But I've referred out a lot of properties, especially some difficult relatives. I know how to get a great realtor for you. Not all my relatives are difficult, by the way. And we can do it that way, or I can refer to the realtor of your choice in the area, and we'll share the referral fee. That could save you, like in a home like this, $10,000 or more dollars. You could save off your listing fees. So you're turning even the strongest agents into a discounting, into the same price as like a Redfin or a discounting broker, or we can do better with a sequential bidding. So go to winnerscheck.org, set up an appointment, or you can just text me at 760-896-4663. Thanks. And I'm intending to put this in the course that will be available to buyers and sellers at winnerscheck.org. Thanks, bye.